Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome
Hey,
to a Brotherhood podcast. We hope you guys had a great week. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We have a very special guest with us, Tyler D. Sharp, aka Pirate. He is here from Synergy Training Group, and we just want to welcome him, give him a warm welcome, and go ahead, introduce yourself. Thank you so much for being on the podcast tonight.
Hey, thanks, Josh. Yeah, Tyler Tharp. Sharp is actually a buddy of
Oh,
mine's last name, Paul Sharp. Also an awesome dude in the training community. If y'all get a chance to reach out to or watch, look at his socials. Paul Sharp does a lot of good coaching. But yeah, just a good old country dude down from Mississippi, trying to make my way in the training world, pistol and carbine performance defensive training, and happy to come on y'all's show. Thanks for having me.
heck yeah. Thanks for joining us.
yes, sir.
Come on.
All right, so yeah, there's a lot been going on. We recently, there was another shooting actually that just happened. But you know what?
At FSU.
Before I yeah,
Mhm.
I was gonna say before I get too ahead of myself, I wanted to just take a quick second to shout out to our sponsors, Goliath Defense and Cocked Firearms. You can use promo code 2AB for 10% off on all everything site wide. And check them out for some holsters, firearms, accessories, optics, everything you need. One stop shop. You can also find this podcast on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and Amazon. So shout out to our ex viewers also. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, follow us. Y'all watch the show every freaking Friday and nobody follows. We have 8 followers and there's like 60 something people that get on live. I'm like, just hit the follow button.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Don't forget about
So
American asshole and Albanian asshole.
who's the Albanian one?
The world
I
may
don't
never
know.
know.
Is there
The
another
other
sponsor we
bald
don't know
guy.
about?
No,
But
Rob's
look,
disguising himself this time.
Right.
It's cold down there.
Just a little bit.
so I wanted to ask Tyler. So how did you kind of get your start in this field and training field? What kind of like spurred that on, and what motivated you to get into this field?
Yeah, man. Let's see. It's a two-part story. So at the age of 14, I was voluntold to be a math tutor. I was a math nerd and a saxophone playing nerd as a teenager. So you can imagine how many friends I had. So yeah, I got voluntold to be a math tutor, and turns out I was pretty. Yeah. So turns out I was pretty good at it. I was pretty good at helping people, and I really enjoyed it. It was one of the first things I did in life that truly made me feel like I had a purpose. Both of my folks were in law enforcement. Mom was an undercover narc agent for a state agency. My dad was a narcotics and homicide detective for the local PD. But we grew up like way out in the county, so grew up as a typical country dude, hunting and fishing with my grandpa. I did some small time in the Army as an MP, busted up my leg pretty good, never got a chance to deploy or do anything cool. By the time I discharged and got home, my dad literally died in the line of duty that night. So I was discharged on the 15th of May, got home on the 16th. He died that night on the 17th about 2 a.m. So that was kind of a God-given, God-divine thing. Get me home to be there for my mom. Well, my mom and I, probably about a year or so later, sort of picked up competitive shooting as a healthy outlet. And while it may be more healthy than drugs, I promise you it's not any cheaper. So
You are not lying.
somewhere not long after that, I met up with a guy named Rodney May, which was OG Team SIG with Max Michelle way back when Team SIG had first started, back when the 226 was the only thing they had worth shooting. They had an X5, the original German-made models of them, and that was pretty much their cream of the crop pistol back then. And we were talking 03-ish when he was shooting on the national level. 03 to like 2009-ish was when he was on the national level. He was a main tactics and CQB instructor for Mid-South Shooting Institute, which was pretty nationally renowned SWAT and sort of just teams style instruction in North Mississippi, like really close to Memphis. So anyone from the Memphis area that did any cool guy stuff, they know Mid-South and the Shaw team. Anyway, I learned everything that I could from him, mentored under him, saw him teach, AI'd for him a ton, and thought, man, I really want to do this. So I started orchestrating some range days with my friends and sharing the things that I had learned. And then I was like, I don't know, I kind of hit a plateau and started seeking other perspectives, other national known instructors like Frank Proctor, Riley Bowman, Tim Herron, AJ Zito, Mark Smith, a bunch of the nationally known dudes out there doing the thing on a national level. Like that's what they're paid to do, is travel around and teach. Learned everything I could from a lot of them, and really refined my product. Found an even deeper love for teaching, found an even deeper love for the nuances of teaching and personal coaching, like beyond firearms instructing, air quotes, in the studio, if you will. Went from a typical firearms instructor to more of a shooting coach. And that was through the help of originally active self-protection instructor curriculum, which is a 6-month program that is life-changing. Is not an understatement at all. That's a very adequate way of saying it. It is incredibly life-changing, the 6-month program that they have going on. And then I spent a good bit of time under Brian Hill of the Complete Combatant. And if you know him, he's a combatives coach, firearms or shooting coach as well. Had an MMA gym for a long time, coached a lot of fighters. That's his background. So me and him jive a lot. Really fell in love with his perspective and way of teaching. And, if you've been around anyone, or if you've done something long enough and you've been around other people that do it as well, you know that your product is really a sum of all the people that you've learned from and all the good parts of them. So I'll say this. That's how I got here. That is the short-ish version of who I am and what I have. I'm a sum of all the people that I've mentored under, and I'm greatly appreciative of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow, that's an awesome story, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seems
very
like
well
you got
spoken.
a lot of things under your belt, man.
many
What
more to
was
come,
that?
man.
Mm-hmm.
What was the MMA coach? What was his name? Brian what?
Brian Hill, Hill, of the Complete Combatant. If you don't know who that is, it is worth your time to look him up and follow his stuff. Take one of his classes. He's got 30 years of coaching experience. So fantastic. We call him the wordsmith of the gun world.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but you weren't lying about it not being cheaper than drugs. Did you ever have you gotten to the point of cutting off catalytic converters
Man.
to fund it yet?
I used to do that for fun, but I hadn't thought about making it profitable yet. So maybe.
There's always time.
I do have a Sawzall.
That's
all you
you're
need,
at
a
the first
Sawzall
step
crystal
right
meth.
there. Start itching. I need ammo.
Yep. It's funny you say that. This year is a heck of a milestone. So this year is the first year that I've taught a state agency instructor level program.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a state agency contract me for certifying their instructors for RDS pistol. Mississippi's the last to adopt any dang thing, except for diabetes. We got that one nailed. But so our state agencies and our local departments and things like that are finally picking up RDS sites. So that was an awesome milestone this year. But the other one that's more relevant to what you were saying about cutting off catalytic converters is I finally acquired a full-on gun sponsor. So I'm fully sponsored on the rifle side of the house by Santan out of Fort Worth, Texas.
Nice.
So now I just need Staccato to jump on board and start sending me like 2 or 3 HDs.
We need them too. Can you put in the word for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I'm actually
Surefire also.
Okay.
Daniel the
All my boys in Maryland.
Right. We would appreciate it.
Yeah. I'll actually be shooting with the Staccato guys up at in Grand Junction, Palisades technically, but no one knows routes at the Cameo Shooting Center up in Colorado at their Girl in the Gun conference this year. So I'll leave out for that. Actually, I got to teach in Kansas, not this weekend, but next weekend, and then I'll leave from there to Colorado. But I'll be teaching all the carbine stuff at the Girl in the Gun conference, and in that same bay, they'll have on like the other end of the Staccato will have their demo thing set up, tents, tables, guns, targets, all the stuff. So I'm gonna go there and rub some shoulders with whoever's in charge.
Hopefully you'll get some free samples.
Hey, here's a gun.
Right.
Get home with you.
See if I can't throw the old Southern charm on them. See what's
There
up.
you go.
So I wanted to ask you, I don't know if this is something you can or you're comfortable with, or it's like, OPSEC or whatever, but what state agency are you allowed to talk about which state agency you fought for?
Yeah. It's public knowledge. I threw it out on the old socials yesterday. It was our Attorney General's office.
Oh, wow.
What do you think their skill set was before you trained them?
The instructors or the regular field officers that came out for day 2 for the instructors to teach while I watched over?
I guess both.
So can I put some context into this? Because if I don't, it's going to make me sound like I'm talking shit about cops.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I've had a lot of cops in my classes, like a lot. I've had quite a few, SWAT captains, team leads, so on and so forth. And I use practice score in all of my performance-based classes to track all of everything. It's all hit factor scoring. So sometimes I'll have a pre-test, which is usually a 25-yard bill drill. And usually I make it Virginia count, so you can't have makeups. Because I really want to just see the shooter that you are and see if you can actually shoot in the moment, if you're accurate, and if you can have some sort of level of aggression behind your shooting. And then I have my 3 functional exercises, which are back it up, Terry, the try 5, and take my strong hand. And then sometimes, being on the class, I'll have like an end of the course stage, if you will, which will be somewhere around the 25 to 35 round mark. Different varying targets, partials, steel, so on and so forth. Anyway, so I track all of this. Every bit of it goes into practice score under the class. And if you've ever taken a Tim Herron class, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You understand the format. Just put my spin on it. That's really all it is. It's my game. I am good at this. It is my environment. I have the home field advantage. Okay. So expect me to be 100% or one dude there that's really freaking good to be 100%. And I'm less than 5% behind him. Okay. With that being said, take into account the fact that this is my game. This is my home field advantage. It is not uncommon to have cops anywhere 15% and below of me. Now, once you delete me out of it, almost everyone is 25% above of the top shooter of the class. So take that for what it is. I hope that context helps. I don't want to say cops are bad at shooting, although I think the national average for hits in OIS is still somewhere around 17%. So that for every 100 rounds fired, 83 of them are not on target.
Yep.
That's a statistic. Whether it's accurate or not, I don't know, but it does exist. That class, the instructors were dang good. I can go in my iPad right here and give you the exact numbers if for some reason someone cares. But I think everyone was over 30% in that class for the instructors. So I gave them the freedom to choose whatever shooting test, if you will, at the end of the day they wanted. So I didn't track that for the people that they were teaching, their field officers. But I will say this. amazing learning happened, and not just in the way of learning how to leverage the red dot, this electronic optics on a pistol, and sighting schemes, and understanding how to read the dot and understand how to shoot it whenever it completely fails and shatters or turns off, things like that. But we also had a couple of people learn that they have an extreme eye dominance. All right, case in point, there's one guy, Bruce, amazing guy, great shot. He said at the beginning of class, he's like, "Hey man, my dot is way low and left, but it works for me. Please don't mess with it." Okay, cool, man. Whatever. So I picked up his gun when we were going through the zeroing portion. And when I lined up the sights, the iron sights, the backup irons, let's see if I can make this work in the camera there. Yep. All right, so there's your irons, right? His dot was nowhere to be found in the window at all. I had to make the irons look like, let's see, like that to see the red dot in the middle of the lens. And when I pulled the trigger, let me tell you right now, that hole wasn't nowhere near the center of the target. He could hit like that.
Yeah.
So I said, "Hey man, holster up, take off your eye pro, look at me, track my finger." I did the things, right? And I was watching each individual eye. Turns out he and I have a very similar issue, except he has more usable vision in his right eye. So his right eye droops down and in like significantly. However, he still has like 20, 30 vision in it. So his brain sort of accounts for that. I have no usable vision in my right eye. It's somewhere around 2400. I can only see light, color, and movement. So I don't have this issue at all. I can only see through my left eye. He, again, can see through both eyes, but they are severely misaligned, creating this weird phenomenon of a dot that's nowhere to be found in this dang window of an Acro P2, and he somehow hits the freaking center of the target, which is the wildest thing I've ever seen, man. And then we found this other lady. Forgive me, I forget her name. She was one of the regular field agents, but she also had a gross dominance difference to where she could not present an occluded optic in front of one eye and use it at all. Like all she could see was the black nothingness of the tape on the front of the lens. So she could not shoot occluded at all. But if you go on Instagram and you look at all these instructors teaching the RDS thing, like occluded is the way, they carry occluded, they shoot competitions occluded, and all this and that. And they'll have you believe that is the thing. Well, it's a good training aid. It really is. But I say all that to say this. They're good shooters, but the better part of learning was understanding how unique vision is to everyone. So that now their instructors understand that. And as vision impaired or different people with different visions than them come to their class, they know how to approach that and cater to it, if you will. So good shooters, but like I said, the better learning was not actually the seeing who was the best shot.
Well, I can attest to that because Rob helped me sight my EOTech, and what was it, after like 20 rounds, it was I was hitting what was it, 50 yards, Rob? Yeah, I was hitting bullseyes like it was nothing. He picked it up. He was shooting low right.
Yeah. Eye convergence is a wild thing. If your eyes aren't perfectly aligned, if there's any imperfection in the front lens of one eye and it doesn't match up to the other, so on and so forth. But your brain will account for that and converge the images together. All right. So our eyeballs, they don't see things no more than our ears hear things. Our eyeballs are simply light wave receivers, and it's up to our brain to take all of that and converge it into an image and flip it, apparently, because our eyeballs have like that. It's kind of like when you look into a spoon, you're upside down. Your eyeballs kind of have that same effect, and your brain has to flip the image as well. So your ears, they just receive sound waves, and it's up to your brain to interpret it. To interpret it, exactly. So that's why cochlear implants work. All right. That's why you can hallucinate or dream and still see things, even though your eyes are closed. Your brain is what sees things, not your eyeball. So any imperfection that one eyeball may have versus the other, as long as it's not to a beyond usable, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, as long as it's not beyond usable, your brain will account for that and sort of fix it in itself.
Yeah, because I got red dots on my handguns now, And even on the EOTech when we shoot, I see 2 dots when I present. So I have one on top, it's clear as day, one on the bottom, clear as day. And they're both aimed at the exact same spot. I just see like almost 2 different pictures. Because I'm left eye dominant, but when I have my glasses, I'm sorry, I'm right eye dominant, but when I wear my glasses, my
Yeah.
left eye takes over.
Interesting.
And I try to shoot left-handed, and that did not go well at all.
So for pistols, whatever hand you put it in doesn't matter. Just use your dominant hand and present the sights in front of your dominant eye. As far as rifle goes, you're pretty much stuck shouldering the rifle behind your dominant eye. So like, obviously I have to shoot rifles left-handed and I'm shoot pistols right-handed, but I've done that my whole life because I was born this way. So I don't really know any different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's the crazy part. It's you know, that's why they say it's important to cite everything to what you like and what you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Except Austin's Glock. Every time I pick that fucking thing up, I shoot amazing. I don't know what it is about it. And I have Glocks too. Shoot horrible with them. Austin's, I was on the money. It was crazy. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And he has irons.
Yeah. Well,
That don't make sense.
mine's butter.
Butter.
I got mine lubed. I got mine lubed like a swingers orgy. I tell you what.
So you say lubrication is the key, Austin?
I got half a gallon of KY in that bitch. Tell you what, she's smooth.
If that's the secret, I'm going to Walmart after this podcast.
Hey, tell you what, man. No, actually, I use mine is pretty lubed. I feel like that does help with just running smooth. But I actually use engine oil.
Yeah. So I mean, I mix OW20 and synthetic grease, mobile and synthetic grease together at a 1-to-3 ratio, and that's what I use for everything.
Yeah,
I just use
better on.
I use red and tacky, and Militech oil. Militech, I'm sorry.
Mix the two together like Sotar does, and works really good on suppressed rifles and ported pistols. Tends to stick better instead of being blown off by all the excessive gas.
Yeah, I use 540 a lot of times, or 1030.
Yeah.
And then I also use it's called Turpin, but another thing I use, let's see if I can find it.
Red and tacky is better.
I really want to try 90 weight gear oil one day just to see.
I got a bunch of it. It's the thing is, it stinks to high hell when it gets hot. You would not,
stink, doesn't it?
Yeah, you would not want to put that on because it will smell terribly once you start shooting it.
With the grease or the oil?
No, gear oil. If you load that in, then yeah, it's gonna stink. I actually made that mistake with a chainsaw when I ran out of bar oil one time. It was a big mistake. I'll just say that I will not be making that mistake again. It's not something I want to put on my gun.
What does
I didn't realize y'all were fellow rednecks. I feel right at home.
Oh yeah, all day, man.
You couldn't tell by his beard.
All day, brother.
You guys look like you could be brothers.
We do have the same color beard.
Yeah, it's like that reddish tint, kind of a little bit, like
I
the
don't
brown
know why.
to reddish
My hair is
tint.
brown.
Same here, yeah. Same.
Yeah. Long lost brothers, man.
Right?
Yeah.
We dang near got the same hairline.
Yeah, I think we do.
Dude, Austin,
You know what the funny thing is,
bad, man.
You know what the funny thing is? I actually, my beard was a little bit longer, about your length.
Yeah.
And I just trimmed it, you know?
Oh, man. That trimming beards for losers now.
Well, as I just told you, I just got married, so I had to trim it up for the wedding.
You know, that's fair. I did trim mine up 2 years ago.
Yeah. I had to trim it up for the wedding. But,
You keep coming up with these solid excuses tonight.
Right?
I tell you, man.
Trust
Yeah.
me, he can come up with some good ass excuses.
Next
I
time I
don't
need a
call
day off, I'm
Right.
calling you to come up with my
Right?
excuse.
I don't call them excuses. They're reasons.
Of course,
Well,
you don't call him that
Of course, he's
often.
got an excuse for that.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be good at coming up with excuses to get off of work. That dude never stops working.
He does. That
Yeah.
is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I got to get up in the morning and go change out a water heater in a town like 3 towns away.
Mm.
So I
Yeah,
get it.
if I take off work, it's because I was up all night with my kid, and then even then I'm just going in late. I'm not even taking off,
Fair enough. Fair
That's
enough.
yeah, that's really all it is. I don't stop working, so I don't take off. If I'm taking off, then someone's dying.
I get it.
Yeah.
Right. So, is more of your business like you go and train the trainer, or is it like you got a lot of newcomers, or what?
So most of my business is middle of the road people.
Mm.
So imagine someone that is taking their enhanced carry course or whatever, and they've found Lucas Botkin on YouTube, and they think that's cool. So then they seek out classes to do that sort of thing. That's where I come in. Imagine the same type of class as or the same type of clientele that Riley Bowman would have with his pistol intelligence, or Mark Smith with his performance pistol, or Tim Herron has a little bit different clientele, but just people that want to be better. So typical if you come across cops that actually give a crap about shooting and want to do better, those people, which are rare, few and far between. So, man, here's the thing.
Listen,
You
dude,
about
we've
to
had
come up
on
with an
Eric.
excuse like Austin. He trying to clean
We've
it
had
up.
Eric on
You had
here.
a police officer on.
Yeah, well, Eric, fat guy, cool hat. I don't know if you know him off of social media. He's based out of Kansas, but every time he gets on here, it's like he just shits on cops.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely not shooting on cops by any means, because shooting is like less than 1% of their job. All right.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. If you've ever been a cop or been a part of their training, it's so mandated, and you get treated like kids on the range that they suck so much fun out of it that like they regret going. Like they really do. Like, oh man, I got to go qualify. That means this red shirt butthead's about to yell at me and tell me what to do for 4 or 6 hours or whatever. Like, this ain't fun. No, it's not. I don't want to go to the range and have some red shirt dude tell me what to do, stand here in the hot sun, tell me that I can only put 4 rounds in the magazine, and then walk through me through a course of fire like I'm 4 years old. Hell no, man. That sucks. So I'll be honest with you, dude. I don't necessarily blame cops for hating going shooting. I know it sucks. I know we wish they would enjoy it more, because it's a high risk ordeal whenever it does happen. And usually they have a low performance because of it. But dude, realistically, if you understand the context and you have the proper perception of what they have to deal with, it truly makes sense. But to answer your question, cops that give a dang, civilians that give a dang, and then sometimes instructors. I have a remote program, and that is a half and half mix of instructors that just want some more help, like developing curriculum, doing better at coaching, and then just regular civilians or competitive shooters alike that just want to take their shooting to the next level, break through whatever plateau ceiling that they're dealing with.
A lot of them. You have a lot of military veterans that come through your course, or any?
Man, but man, there are so many military veterans out right now. I feel like we have more now than ever with the whole GWAT coming to we were at 24 years on the GWAT. So that means people that saw 9/11 and 01 that thought that, they were gung ho, signed up right then. Dude, they're 24 years in right now. They've already been out, or they're retired. So we have a ton of veterans on the streets right now. So yes, I do see quite a few veterans in classes.
Yeah.
If I saw correctly on your Instagram, you're what is it? IDPA Grandmaster?
No. So IDPA doesn't have a Grandmaster. IDPA only goes to Master, which correlates
Oh, okay.
to a USPSA A class. And I'm USPSA A
Gotcha.
class. Yep.
Okay.
Then USPSA has Master and Grandmaster.
Gotcha.
And then
okay.
USPSA has Grandmasters that can compete on a national level, which is a whole different breed of human.
Yeah.
Wow.
It,
Yeah, that's good.
I'm going to try to sign. So apparently, the three of us in Maryland, we were going to sign up for a class, not a class, for a competition here. In 5 minutes, it was booked. I literally checked at 8:05 and it was out. It was like, hey, you can't register anymore. So I have a reminder on my phone for the next one. It's on April 29th, where it's the sign-in date. So it's gonna go off at like 7:55, and I'm gonna be sitting on practice score like, come on.
That's amazing. So, God, USPSA has been going through the craziest waves lately. With the board of directors, basically just being a bunch of meth head teenagers that don't know what the hell they're doing. It's just wild. It's bigger than it's ever been size wise. I mean, there's 30-something thousand people with USPSA numbers out there right now. I think only 17,000 are actually active though, and only like half of that shoot on a semi-normal basis, something to that effect. I can't remember. There's a IG channel called Practical Shooting Insights. Check that out if you get a chance. There's all kinds of nerdy numbers on there if you like that kind of stuff like I do. And this was a statistic from like a year ago, so don't hold my feet to the fire on these numbers. But anyway, case in point, our state match called the Mississippi Classic. I can remember, 10 years ago, it would go live and sell out within a day. We're talking 200 plus competitors plus staff sold out in a day. And we would have 1,000 pounds of crawfish, a live band, few kegs of beer for a get together that Saturday night. Somehow we expected people to come shoot like normal the next morning, but whatever. It was a good time. It was a good time, right?
Sounds like you know how to party, man. Crayfish and beer.
Dude, we used to. We used to. All right. Now, I think the year after that, so like 2016, our board at the range that we used for this, we've always used for this, said, nope, no more alcohol. So we just did the crawfish. And I don't know if y'all know what crawfish are, but they're mini lobsters, and they're damn near impossible to eat without beer.
Yeah. I used to live down in Louisiana, so I know.
Okay. So, yeah, imagine eating a bunch of crawfish, and you can just have water or like some sort of Coke or Dr. Pepper or whatever.
Could you drink fake beer?
Like non-alcoholic?
O'Doul's.
O'Doul's, yeah.
O'Doul.
Like, why would I do that?
Old Bud Zero.
Yeah.
Bud Zero.
What a fantastic name for that, by the way. Bud Zero.
He's looking
Oh,
like...
is that a real beard? I mean, real beer?
He was looking... Tyler, you were just looking like, wait, they make beer that's non-alcoholic? Like, that was the look on your face when he said that. Was like, I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, Budweiser Zero.
Oh, wow.
Budweiser
Zero.
I knew Heineken had a 0%. I didn't know
Heineken has a 0.
How did they come up with that?
Yeah.
After Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah. So we used to have a jam up good time, man. And all right, so I'll make this long story shorter. Our Mississippi Classic that's going on this year, it's always happened in May. It's always, the registration's always happened at the same time. All that, it still ain't sold out. Registration has been open for months. It still ain't sold out.
Really?
Because the beer.
They only came for the beer.
Yeah.
I just don't know, man. So
bunch of alcoholics.
It was only a year ago or a year and a half ago that people were boycotting USPSA and running their own outlaw hit factor matches. And I say everybody, I use that term loosely. Only the people that are obsessed over the crackhead teenagers that are in charge of USPSA and all the nonsense they're doing started revolting against the BOD, if you will. And the rest of us were like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I just want to come shoot a match, man. Like Hit Factor, USPSA, I don't care. As long as it ain't IDPA, I'm signing up. I joke. I give IDPA people shit all the time, man, because their sport is just different, is all it is. But
what's the difference between the two?
So IDPA is International Defensive Pistol Administration. So the rules and the stage designs are defensive minded, huge air quotes. They're paper targets that don't shoot back. I don't understand how defensive minded you can make this, but okay, whatever.
I mean, if you can invent paper targets that shoot back, I feel like you could get into a really niche market with that.
Have you ever seen that video where the dude has like long fuses to fireworks and sets them at a target and eventually has the fireworks shooting at him as he's trying to engage the target?
I have not, but I feel like that should be in a competition.
Bottle rockets and Roman candles.
Half the people walk away with one eye like me, like, oh.
That's why you got iPro, man.
Right. He bobbed when he should have weaved.
iPro, I use the OSHA certified safety squint.
Yeah. So, if you can dodge a bottle rocket, you can dodge a bullet.
Right.
If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge responsibility.
But USPSA is United States Practical Shooting Administration. So it's a branch off of IPSC, which is the International Practical Shooting Federation. So IPSC is the world shoot. So the best pistols in the entire world, best pistol shooters in the entire world shoot IPSC. Current world champion is Christian Seiler out of Washington. Most winning world champ of all times, a Frenchman named Eric Graffel. So you're talking the elite of the elite shoot IPSC, and then the United States version of that is USPSA. And then IDPA is just a smaller sport. They have a little bit different targets. They're still humanoid, but they have just a circle in the middle, and then their scoring is different. They do time plus penalties. Even though their targets say -1 and -3, you enter it as +1 or +3. So that really just irritates my obsessive personality. Anyway, USPSA uses Hit Factor, which is a far superior scoring system, and most people that hate Hit Factor scoring, their argument is, oh, well, you can you can miss fast enough and still get a good score. No, you can't. Well, you can, but only for so far. Like the national champions, got these guys that are running for the top 10 at Nats. I promise you, they ain't just trying to go miss really fast. Okay, they're still shooting 90+% points with a very aggressive pace, and they're getting really high hit factors from it. You're going to see a miss here and there in their scores, and you might see a no shoot or two here and there. But if you look at their Alpha Charlie Delta ratio, it's a absolute crap ton of alphas, a few Charlies, and almost no deltas. That's how you win. So their argument is invalid and based on a small sample size of whatever match they went and experienced.
So you saying they're hating?
Well, yeah. It's like basketball players and football players. They both think one's harder. It's still a ball trying to go from one end to the other.
Have you guys seen that video of the gentleman who built, like, it's a piano, but every note shoots a paintball gun?
Oh yeah,
what?
Like a whole row of
I have seen that,
up, and he just plays the piano to shoot.
Bring it up, Josh.
I'm gonna say a gun. I'm like, a gun.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Like, that's some James Bond shit.
Dude's getting like 0.05 of a second splits.
Oh, jeez.
So he built this little. You can see you can't really see it because we're blocked. But yeah, so he's got the piano down there, and then he sets it all up, and then that's when he just lines them all up.
And he plays the piano. Oh God.
So my wife has a piano, and it's actually behind me, and it gives me ideas.
Great.
Oh, he's taking it easy on him.
Right?
Yeah,
Paintball's kind of hurt.
yeah, they do. That dude's got a pillow taped around him. You see that?
Smart man.
You see him right there with the gray pillow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks like it's still hurting him.
Yeah, I know. Ugh. Oh, they're singing. Is that what they're doing? They're trying to sing the song he's playing?
Yeah. So
Ooh, right in the
Ooh,
elbow.
right in the elbow.
he like links their voice to the note.
Mm.
This is the most masochist version of karaoke I've ever seen.
Right.
He's so happy.
He's
He's hitting up.
Got 'em all at once.
Oh, that's awesome. It says Big E. Yeah.
That's
He should have wrote Notorious across it.
Right.
So for the people that are gonna listen to this on Spotify, this dude had set up a piano, and every time he hit a note, it shot a different paintball gun at these people. And apparently they were trying to sing at the same time.
They were trying to sing.
Yeah, they were trying to sing a little bit. I keep forgetting that on Spotify we can't get the damn video going on.
So what happened was they were yelling because they were in pain, right?
Oh.
But when they yelled, he made their screams sound like a note on the piano.
Oh.
So it would sound more musical instead of just people screaming. But yeah, so anyway.
I'd like
So
to say
any-
that with AKs.
So
Tyler, do you have any tips for our first competition?
Yeah, man. So don't do anything the RO doesn't tell you to do. So don't draw the gun without being told make ready. All right. Don't break the 180. Don't try to push for speed. All right. Just take time and remove it from the things that you think about. Look at the target. Shoot the target in the middle twice. Shoot the steel. Make it fall. And enjoy it. Have fun.
Can you shoot sideways?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't give a shit. As long as you don't break the 180.
So
Yeah, that's
so you came up with the Synergy Training Group?
The name, no. So this is a pretty good story, actually. By the way, the bourbon I'm drinking is one I found today named Ammunition, and it's rye. So I guess it's not technically a bourbon. It's a rye whiskey finished in Pinot Noir barrels. Pretty dang good. Anyway, so originally it was Synergy Shooting Solutions, but Google hates the word shooting for some reason. And so does like all the social medias. So back in 2018, when I was just doing these range days with friends type of thing, like sharing the things that I'd learned and trying cool things like putting you inside of a Ford Focus with a bunch of targets around you, and your go signal to bail out and start shooting all of them was me putting a airsoft flashbang in the back seat, and when it pops, you go. So like that kind of fun stuff, right?
That does sound like fun.
And I'll throw a smoke grenade underneath the car at the same time. So it's a good time, right? It's a real good time. A gentleman named Wes Sutterfield, who was a paramedic. Paramedic in South and West Jackson for like 10, 15 years, and then did all the medic stuff for offshore rigs for different companies for a long time. Super smart medical dude. Like the MacGyver of field medicine. Anyway, he and his son came to a Father's Day special class, defensive pistol class that I put on June 18th of 2017. All right. So that's how we met. Fantastic guy. Believe it or not, the first day they came on the range, about halfway through the morning, there was a chicken snake crawling across my range, and I called ceasefire, and I went up there and I grabbed the chicken snake and I relocated him into the woods safely so some butthead wouldn't shoot my snake. So anyway, first off, he was like, "This is one crazy son of a gun,"
Mhm.
and so we hit it off, man. Great guy. We are still best friends to this day. And fast forward to February of 2018, another gentleman named Jason Anderson and then Wes both took a 2-gun class that I had taught. It was a 1-day 2-gun class, a rifle pistol. And we all hit it off again, type of thing. And they're like, "Man, we got to make this a more regular deal." I was like, "Well, to do that, we kind of need a name because I'm out here just having fun." So Wes came up with Synergy Shooting Solutions based on how I teach, which at that time was pretty much just me learning everything I knew from Rodney. And if you'd ever learned from Rodney, he is big on using core muscles for recoil management and as the main part of shooting. And I subscribe to that as well, just with my own spin on it. And then I am a firm believer that with the with within reason, pretty much all context matters within reason. Okay. So like all outliers exist. Don't hold my feet to the fire on like random weird shit. Okay. So within reason, all context matters and all things matter. And the community, the word I'm looking for, it starts with a C, excuse me. Combination. Yeah, we'll go with the word combination. That's the wrong word, but the combination of all things make for one greater, better thing that is better than each one of those things on its own, which is synergy. That is the layman's way of explaining synergy. And that's the word he came up with to describe the way I teach. It was fantastic. I loved it. Again, this was just a part-time fun thing for us. Like none of us tried to make this a full-time gig. It was just a fun thing to do, like one weekend out of the month. Fast forward to 2022. I finally decided, like I had a firelight under my rear end, to start trying to pursue this as a more serious means of income. This year, I'm trying to make it full time. I'm closer now than I've ever been. Still got a long way to go, but because I wanted to make it a full time thing, I said, well, I need to optimize it for search engine stuff, social media, things of that nature. So I need to take the word shooting out. Also, I was asked to do more training than just the shooting thing. So I was asked to do less lethal training. I was asked to do classes for teenage girls that were going off to college. So how to defend themselves, even though they weren't able to have a lethal weapon on them. So we put our heads together and came up with Synergy Training Group. I also had met Mark Smith at this time, which owns JBS Training Group. JBS is the initials of his wife, son, and daughter. So I really admire that a ton. And I was like, training group, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought of Synergy Training Group, and here we are. So that's the 2 or 3 reasons why Synergy exists.
Like, yeah,
Pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah, well spoken. Yep.
have you gotten into like thinking about any like survival training or anything like that? Like, have you been,
Seer.
yeah,
So I have this weird personality quirk. Okay, I'm an obsessive perfectionist.
Mhm.
Therefore, I don't want to do anything that I can't do perfectly.
Yeah,
Right, which means the only things that I can teach at a near perfect level, or what I deem to be a above average, quote unquote, advanced level, would be pistol and carbine shooting, or self defense for teenagers or women people that don't want to carry a gun, like the intro level of that. I ain't never had to survive out in the woods, man. I don't know shit
Well,
about that.
I mean, being an old country boy from the South, I used to hunt with his grandfather. I imagine
Yeah,
you could live off the land, know where to
well,
go,
sure.
know how to track through woods. Like, I imagine,
Yeah.
that's another. I mean, I'm just trying to throw out an option for you. You're talking about doing
No,
it
I
full
mean,
time.
you're exactly right. So there's 3 phases of anything that you're going to do in life. All right. There's the sort of what's the word I'm looking for, where you're sort of like new novice enthusiast. There's an
Yeah.
enthusiast level where you kind of just dabble in it. All right.
Yeah.
Then there's the level of knowing how to do it on a consistent basis. And then there's a level of knowing how to do it so well that you can teach other people to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can absolutely. I'm right in the middle of anything survival based, but I am not to the level of being able
Teaching.
to teach it.
Yeah.
Not that level of competency as well. So, big fan of staying in my own dang lane and not and being true to myself. So,
Yeah.
there's your
I
answer for
think
that one.
it's like it's like that saying 10,000 hours. I think
Oh
is
yeah,
what it is. It's like 10,000 hours to become a master of what you
yeah,
do.
yeah. And the only thing I'm at 10,000 hours of is being a smartass. So,
Well, does that okay? But when you be a dumb fuck, does that counteract the smart ass? Like if you're ever like a dumb fuck for an hour, but you were a smart ass for two, does that like
You
take
is
cancel
this
out.
like
away?
the
Does it like
bird in the
cancel?
hand doing a bush thing?
Is it like cornhole to where it cancels out, you know, and you only walk away with like one smart ass hour?
One.
If we ask my wife, she's like, yes, that counteracts it. You're even or to the negative.
I don't know you, so I don't know if you're a dumb fuck or not. I'm just saying. I know I've done some dumb fuckery in my life.
Hey man, the best lessons are learned the hardest ways.
Yeah,
Pain is the best teacher.
That's it, man. If you're gonna be
exactly.
dumb, you better be strong or tough or whatever that saying
Yeah.
So, in the classes that you teach the teenagers, like, can you go a little bit into that? Like, so they can't carry a
Oh, dude,
firearm.
it's
They
so
can't
easy.
carry.
Yeah, it's so easy. I sell them palm pepper spray. I tell them to spray the dude in the face with palm pepper spray, kick him in the nuts, and then run.
I was
All
going.
right.
I thought kick him in the nuts will be up
Yeah,
there.
it's 4 hours of that, literally. So I explain them some statistics. I tell them to take their head out of their rear end and out of their phone, pay the hell attention. No one's feelings are above your safety, right? I don't give a
Mhm.
shit what you think he might feel or what other people might think of you. None of that shit is above your safety and well-being and your freedom to go home safe at night. You shall spray that son of a gun in the face with this here pepper spray, and you will run your happy ass off in the safest direction you can figure out. And you're going to call 911 and you're going to make a good report, and you're going to go home safe at night. That's it. It's 4
What
hours of that.
What if you're being attacked by a woman? Kick her in the
Spray them
pussy.
and still. I mean, look, it's 2024. How do you even know that she's a woman?
Right.
Kick them
What is
anyway.
a woman?
Right.
Can't even find it. You guys remember this clip from Office?
Well, real quick before you play it,
Too late.
so before when you were talking about the teenage group and everything, it reminded me. I have a twin sister, right?
Mhm.
And so
Not
when
too
me and my
early.
twin sister were getting older, my aunt used to always tell my sister, if someone ever comes at you, grab them by the ear and pull. Apparently, only takes 7 pounds of pressure to rip someone's ear off. And so that's what she would always tell my sister. You know, the whole kick him in the nuts, grab his ear, and rip it,
Mm-hmm.
and then run.
Why
That's some
not jam your
barbaric
fingers
shit.
in their eyes?
All right.
Yeah,
Or stab him in the neck.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a fan of making it to where they can't see or hurt me. And I don't know if you've ever been kicked in the nuts really hard. It is debilitating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've never had my ear ripped off, but who is it? Who is it? Holyfield Holy.
Evander
Evander
Holyfield.
Holyfield.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Wow. Yeah. Whose ear did he bite off?
Mike Tyson
no,
bit
Mike-
his.
Yeah, and I don't know if y'all saw that fight or not, but Mike Tyson still punched the shit out of him after he got his ear bit.
Yeah.
It took the
So-
fight out of him.
I mean,
Well, yeah, because it's a sport that you're not supposed to be biting.
yeah, he's like,
He was like,
"Bite
"Hold
me?"
on, I can win this fight now." I mean, that's the reason why Mike Tyson bit him, is because Evander Holyfield was working him. And he was like, well, he said that the reason why he did it is because Evander was like trying to headbutt him through the whole fight, trying to cut him and stuff like that. But the real reason is he was losing the fight,
He was
and he
getting
bit his
spanked.
damn ear.
Man, I know it's all a sport or not and whatnot, but I watched a boxing match between those two females not long ago. It was a pretty common fight, and that one chick just kept beating her head into that other chick's one top of the, like right there on the side of the eyebrow where that skin's real thin.
Mm.
Man, that chick's eye was like swole dang near shut at the end of the match. I was like, man, that is some bull crap. That is some chicken shit bull crap right there.
Yeah.
Like, kudos for cheating and figuring out how to game the system and winning. Whatever, you're still not respectable in my opinion.
Yeah. So, well, Josh, you had a clip for
Was
us.
it UFC?
Is it
That fight?
UFC or
Those
boxing?
Was that?
two chicks. It was within the past year.
Mm.
Did y'all
Did she
ever
have that
see-
big gash on her, like over her eye? I think it was
Yeah, she
in
kept just working it,
UFC.
man.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the
That was
kangaroo?
dude. That chick's face will never be the same. I mean,
No, it was not UFC. It was boxing only. Because I remember there was no
okay,
kicking, there was no grappling or anything like that. It was just
gotcha.
boxing.
Because there was this huge, the huge cut happened when they did. I think it was the Mexico card, and it was. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? It was like
Yeah.
this
Amanda,
big on her face, dude. And
Amanda
like,
Serrano. That
Yeah,
sound
who'd she
familiar?
fight?
Katie Taylor.
That sounds right. Taylor and Serrano, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
but don't play it because we'll get copywritten.
Oh, you really? For
Yeah.
that? Even though it's a recorded like thing?
That one,
Yeah.
but not The Office.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Hey, don't do The Office either. I was about to say, it's like, Josh, don't bring it up.
That's a YouTube.
Like, I wish we could have a screen that we could just see and share it with just the people here and not what's on the live. Because that would make things a lot better. We could watch UFC that way, do reactions when there's fights, but I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet.
It'd be cool for it'd be okay for TikTok clips, just not live streaming. You know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Well-
get copywritten striked on a TikTok clip that shows a UFC fight. So
You will. That's the thing. It all depends. It depends on what it because anything that's copywritten, you can't technically second hand it. But it's like there's so much of it out there that it's like they could only catch so much.
But can't you use it just as long as you say where you got it from?
Like if you ever listen to the UFC when it first comes on, and even ESPN, like any sport, it says any commentary or reusable clips or whatever that it has to be ran through the UFC, NFL, ESPN, anything like that.
That's just semantics, man.
so that way they're not people
That's just a suggestion.
people other than the UFC aren't getting money for their clips.
Exactly.
Just to make sure.
Yep.
Yay for
I mean,
capitalism.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, people do it all the time. It's just how much do you know what I mean? Because like they could technically sue you if you made money off of it
Yeah,
because it's
They
like
ain't making
you
shit.
didn't pay us.
it's like
So,
really
well,
negative.
Technically, commentary, you're allowed to, like, that's why people can, like, review songs, you know? Like, there's a big YouTube, what's the word? A big YouTube group that does reactions to, like, songs or different things, and you can react to copyrighted stuff, but
That has got to
it's
be
like,
the laziest form of like social
Yeah.
media stuff ever. Like
Just
content. Just play somebody
Yeah.
else's thing that they worked really hard on and then just stand there in
Mm.
the top corner or whatever reacting to it for 45 seconds. That's going to be the laziest crap I've ever heard in my life.
yeah.
It's
Hey,
even better
dude,
when
it
they don't even
works.
say anything.
It
They don't
does.
say anything, or like,
Yeah.
they just they're like,
Whenever that
making-
crap pops up on my YouTube, like I take about 3 seconds to hit the thumbs down button and unscroll. I'm like, F you, dude.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
Yeah,
Like,
the TikTok that I had before I got banned, that they were really pushing into those reaction video things.
yeah, man.
So all I would do is exactly what you guys said. I'd be a green screen in the corner, like, I mean, and I was getting thousands, 30,000 views on these
Yeah.
freaking videos. I literally did nothing. I just spent the like 30 seconds of like,
Yeah, and that's what's selling. That's what's selling, man.
No,
You know.
They
because
don't do it anymore though.
it's the same thing. Like it's the same thing. Like kids these days, man. Kids these days would rather watch people play a video game than actually play the freaking video game. Okay, my child has a ton of toys. Okay, she would rather watch people on YouTube play with the same toys that she has
Mm-hmm.
than play with those toys. I don't know
Well, they
what it
get a
is with kids these
dopamine
days.
hit. They get a dopamine hit, man, from the screens and the bright lights
Right.
and the colors and stuff like that. That's why I
Yeah.
like Coco Melon, because my
Oh yeah.
my oldest,
Oh, yeah.
he's a Coco Melon fiend. Like
Man,
he's on his
surrogate programs are going to be a thing soon. I'm telling y'all,
yeah yeah
and
yeah.
it's
yeah.
going to sell really well.
Did you ever see that movie with Bruce Willis?
Mm-hmm.
I think the name of it was Surrogate, right?
Yeah,
And
something like that.
everybody just lived in like sat in a thing, and they just projected their
It already sort of exists with virtual reality. It's like all the Ace VR stuff.
Hmm.
yeah, dude.
The
So
metaverse and all that.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean with AI just absolutely booming, and the whole metaverse and virtual reality stuff booming as well.
It's already,
Give it 10, 15 years.
it's
oh yeah.
already does. People faces always stuck in their phone. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw a interesting. It was like a little article about how in the future it would be like when they would go to serve hand down sentences, the person would serve their sentence in prison in their mind. Like they would be like unconsciously in jail, but like, and it would take like basically in real world time, it would be like they'd be knocked out for 5 minutes, but in their mind, they'd be in prison for like, whatever their sentence is. So, yeah, and so now that's like the big thing, like implanting memories,
Like,
transplants, that kind of stuff is like getting super
Yep.
popular, and everybody's talking about the Neuralink, Elon
Oh
Musk's
yeah.
new brain chip has some crazy capabilities, but
Dude, they're trying to total recall our asses.
No, what was the movie where like they would put the people to sleep, and 5 minutes of sleep was like 5 hours of an altered augmented reality thing where they could actually change the course of someone else's dreams and subconscious minds and things like that. It was like Insurgents or something like that.
Inception.
Inception, exactly.
Mhm.
So
The
this
the
is like some weird
Leonardo,
Inception shit.
the Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Yes,
Mhm.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, that was a long ass movie.
dude, that was wild.
It's
There
like
was a
I don't
4 hours.
think
second one.
I don't think I ever finished it.
Oh, they call it
I never
There was Invergence and Divergence.
did. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I remember that
There's
one.
two of them, and they were wild, dude. Freaking wild.
For a
Yeah.
second, I thought you was talking about Total Recall.
Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a pretty awesome movie, man.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Pretty awesome movie. When he pulls that thing out of his nose, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Whoa."
And when he had that mask or whatever, or the lady, I don't know what exactly it was. And
Yeah, it was
they
like
caught him and it started going crazy. And then he took it off.
yeah, it's like 2 weeks. You're like, huh? You already answered that. 2 weeks.
Oh my god, man. This
That was
world
a
is
good
wild.
You guys were
So,
talking about the metaverse. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever saw someone playing like Call of Duty with the metaverse, like or not metaverse, the Neuralink. If
no.
you saw someone play Call of Duty with the Neuralink thing, it's basically like they have aimbot, but like with their brain.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, like the reaction
Oh,
time
How much does that
of being.
cost?
so I think that guy that was playing, he's a quadriplegic,
Yeah,
right? Did I say that right? That's a
yeah.
big
mhm.
word. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
quadriplegic.
yeah, and he's just like stuck in a chair, and he's playing it with the Neuralink. I think I heard about
Yeah. Lady with the 3 titties.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Yep.
I
Total
forgot
Recall.
about that.
So it's funny you're all talking
No,
about
you did.
reaction time. You want to hear a funny opinion about Force Science Institute that I have? Y'all know who Force Science Institute is?
I'm gonna
Hmm.
look it up.
FSI, Force Science Institute. So they do a lot of research and whatnot. One of the research things is the human brain cannot receive information through the eyes and apply a corrective action faster than about 0.3 of a second. All right, so 0.35 is the average. So this is a sort of cornerstone for training in the tactical community because they don't want cops or SWAT guys or whoever shooting too fast, being unaccountable for their hits. Yes, there's irony in that. I understand it. Um, so the LA SWAT guys, arguably the coolest, best SWAT team in the nation, trains to only shoot at a 0.5 split pace, no faster, because of this, so to speak, research. All right, cool. Now we got that out of the way. How fast do you think IndyCar racers take in visual information and apply corrective actions? At 200 miles an hour, you think it takes them 0.3 of a second, 0.3 of a second to do all
They'll be
that?
dead.
It's
They'll be
fast
dead.
as fuck,
Exactly.
boy.
Freaking exactly. All right, now video gamers, the elite video gamers, because apparently this is like a freaking world sport now or some
Yeah,
nonsense.
it is.
Yeah. So again, you think they're looking at a TV screen and it takes them 0.3 of a second to receive that information and their brain apply a corrective action or some sort of action with their hands?
Mm.
Hell no, man! It's the dumbest stupid thing. Okay, all right. So you might start out at 3.5 tenths, 4 tenths, whatever. Okay, but your visual tolerance, right? Your brain's ability to absorb information, its tolerance for that speed of information brought in by your eyes and processed by your brain. It's all part of the same neuroplasticity that absorbs any other information, and it can be grown and expanded.
Mm.
You absolutely can heighten your what's the word I'm looking for? Not sensitivity, your visual
Awareness.
tolerance.
Reaction. Yeah.
You can absolutely heighten your tolerance for visual information and speed that up with shooting, same way you can with race car driving, video games, anything else. So anytime you hear some tactical Timmy on the interwebs or whatever saying that jailbait splits or whatever, or you can't apply corrective actions faster than 0.3 tenths of a trigger pull, speed of a trigger pull, tell them they're full of crap. And actually, you know what? Tell them, yeah, you're right, bro. I believe you. I totally believe that you can't because you have not put in the practice and time and effort to grow that neuroplasticity required to absorb that level of information and apply faster corrective actions.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well,
There was
go ahead.
speaking about that exact topic, that there's a bunch of kids. Um, I don't know if they're on the spectrum or not, but they do it like they call it like speed math. So they
Mhm.
basically like flash a number and the symbol, so it's like 5 plus, and then every 0.2 seconds they see a different number, and in 2 seconds it's like a huge long equation, and
Yep.
then they have less than a second to answer it.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Same
it,
kids that can spell words backwards faster than we can spell them forwards.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
The
the thing is that your brain, like it can be trained and strengthened just like a muscle, right?
Yes.
And so if
Yes.
you work at it, you work out your brain, you practice stuff like shooting or math or whatever. You train that part of your brain continuously, and it gets better. Your reaction time gets better. Your
100%.
your ability to do certain things to where you're using that part of your brain will improve. And
Hmm.
Mhm.
so I'd like to see that study with people that actually do whatever they're doing day in and day out, long term, on like 10,000 hours, like we were talking about
Mhm.
earlier.
But it has to be purpose. Like you can train 10,000 hours to shoot perfect 100s on a B8. That doesn't require any amount of speed. It doesn't require any
Mhm.
amount of visual information. Other than seeing the dot sort of steal, showing the wall was on, pressing the trigger without moving it. That's it. And you're not seeing a red dot flash at an extreme rate and trying to control it within an A zone at 10 yards. Case in point, you know what the world's fastest successful bill drill is?
No,
It's like 1 point something, right?
It's like 1.13.
Jeez.
All alphas. You think he didn't see any of that? No, he saw all of it. If you go on my YouTube channel and search around, you'll see me do the Lockwood 4x4, which is at 4 yards, draw and fire 4 rounds in under 1 second. I did one of them in like a 0.98 and one of them in like a 0.93. I 100% saw all of it because I could tell you alpha, 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 Charlie. Crap. As soon as I got done in 0.98 seconds, I was like, crap. It's a freaking Charlie. Sure enough, there was one on the, let's see, that would be a 2 o'clock area of the target, Charlie. Absolutely, you can see that. And we're talking 14 and less splits. Now, could I apply corrective action? Obviously not, or else it would have been an alpha. Okay. For me personally, I have to get above an 18 split to be able to absorb that information and apply a corrective action. To even include stop shooting, which is one of their arguments. You know, like people shooting faster than 0.35 don't know when to stop, and they'll shoot rounds even after the threat has stopped. It's crap, dude. Like at 0.25, I am bored. Like trigger freeze for me is 0.22, 0.25, and I'm bored. But for regular shooters, that's average. That's normal. Like they're actually trying to get a 0.20 or 0.22. They can get there. All right. Their finger may not have the super fast twitch muscles like mine do, and they may never actually get beyond a 0.15, but they can absolutely train their brain, like what Austin was saying about growing that neuroplasticity in the brain that absorbs the visual information, heightens the tolerance for that speed of information so that you can apply corrective action.
Yeah, I didn't make it sound as good as that, but yeah.
What are some things you think you could do to make, to do that faster, what you just said?
I kid you not, dude. Play fast-paced video games, and then go out there and shoot absolutely as fast as you freaking can with the intent of shot calling and paying attention to the information that the gun and the target is giving you.
So what about intent? What about I don't play video games?
Yeah, me neither. So I go shoot more.
A fidget spinner I can get, like to where I could work my finger dexterity, or
I mean, finger dexterity. I mean, any muscle movement is tied directly to a neural pathway, so you can grow and myelinate those. However, if you're just wanting to work on your visual tolerance, your information absorbing tolerance via your eyeballs, you're simply going to have to go inoculate yourself to fast-paced visual information with the intent of absorbing exactly what that is and applying some type of action or corrective action.
Yeah, because when we went, we trained with Josh Morgan. He's a master irons at I'm gonna get up again, but US
PSA.
PSA. There we go. Last time I said US PCA, it was like some chef,
private. My wife does it all the
time. Yeah, but and when we were shooting with him, one of the first questions that he asked me, at least, was like, "Did you see where that round went?" Because my eyesight was messed up, I have trained myself to blink my left eye so my right eye could take over. So it takes me longer to, because with iron sights, I still see the two, except they're kind of like this.
Yep.
And the picture's blurry. With the red dot, I see them on top of each other, but both of the pictures are clear, so I could see where it's pointing at. So one of the things he told me is like, "Did you see where that went?" Because I shot and it was like all the way. It was stupid low left, like I normally shoot when we first start. And I was like, "Yeah, it went right there." He's like, "Well, at least you're seeing it." I was like, "Yeah," but he said, "Why are you blinking your eye?" And I told him, and he was like, "Yeah, you just need to work on that." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yep. So the thing is, All right, here's the thing. There's an explosion going off 20 to 24 inches in front of your face. All right. It's overstimulating 3 out of the 5 of your senses. The autonomous part of your subconscious brain is like, oh my God, there's an explosion happening right now. We must fight it. We must jump away from it. We must blink, flinch, grab harder, squeeze, yell, scream, kick, whatever. This ain't cool. We don't like it. No way. Hell no. But your conscious mind is like, hey, this is cool. This is a gun. This is a red-blooded American thing.
Yeah.
We want to do this. We like it. We want to do more of it. So it's this constant dichotomy of the subconscious autonomous reactions of hell no to our conscious brain of hell yes. And let me tell you right now, the subconscious brain is way stronger, way stronger. Now, the subconscious part of the brain, or the other parts of the brain that are in control of what your eyeballs see, and it's up to them to converge the two things, and like eventually it knows what it needs and will make that happen for you. It irons and red dots are still new to you, and you haven't done it on a frequent enough basis for your brain to figure out like, hey, we don't need 2 sets of sights. That's dumb. That's counterintuitive. We don't need that. Let's eliminate whichever one is the least beneficial. We'll only see the one. We'll focus on the target. Happy day. You're welcome. Here's your cake. You can eat it too, conscious brain. And then now you still just got to fight your subconscious brain of like, oh my God, this is an explosion happening in front of my face, and still flinching with the low right issue or low left issue for the right-handed people. So the answer to your problem is you need to shoot more on a more frequent basis with the objective of target focus, and then just monitoring the sites, not looking at them, but just monitoring them. Focus on the target. Your brain will figure it out on its own.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Oh, it will.
Hey,
I promise.
Rob, remember when we first started shooting? I was always shooting the pinky or the balls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gotten better. No, the last time when me, Austin, and Josh went shooting, we were doing bill drills at the end, and I was trying to be fast, and I was trying to like shoot at the center. The last 5 shots, the last 5 rounds that I had, I just said, whatever, I don't even care anymore. And all of them hit in the red. Because I didn't care. I was just like, pop, 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 pop. I was like, oh, that was cool.
That's right.
Once you learn how to shoot, once you learn how to pull a trigger without moving the gun, once you understand the sighting schemes required for the target difficulty, size, consequence of miss, so on and so forth, the conscious mind is your biggest enemy at that point. Conscious mind wants to try too hard. And as men, the way we sort of express and release our stress and anxiety and other emotions is by doing some sort of action. So sports, gym, sex, honestly, that's how we release our things. Shooting is another release. Well, that's cool and all. That's healthy until you want to be really good at it. And then it's your enemy because now you're putting your stress into your shooting. And I'm going to tell you right now, emotion full shooting is the worst shooting. Emotionless shooting is the best shooting. So the more you can take your conscious brain out of it and stop trying to force things to happen and release all of your stress and anxiety and things into this sport, the better off you're going to be. It's also one of the reasons why women are better accuracy shooters. They're not faster because they're just less competitive and they don't have the super amount of testosterone to go fast and the muscular skeletal, whatever you want to call it, to push them. But generally speaking, they are emotionless behind the gun, and they are much more accurate.
Yeah, my wife, the first time I took her shooting, I was like, "Have you shot before?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Okay." Like, good shooting.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. Until the shell burned her, and then it went out the window.
You will come across women that will have an immediate outward expression of emotion. Usually it's crying from shooting. For some reason, shooting releases their emotion in themselves, and they'll have to put down the gun, release that emotion, and then they'll get back to it. But I'm telling you right now, man, they're almost always going to be a more accurate shooter than us.
Damn.
You're faster. Be all right.
Dude, that's really interesting.
What if a man transitions?
Yeah,
Identify as a woman. Does that count?
I promise you, they probably ain't on the range with us red-blooded Americans shooting guns anyway.
Hey, actually,
Oh,
The-
God.
you have a woman in the feet of a man.
the Socialist Rifle Association has has a bunch of transgender people that just love to shoot guns.
They didn't
Transmission
want to come on
specialist.
our podcast.
Did you? Yeah, we try to get them on the podcast. Did you know that there is actually a Socialist Rifle Association, the SRA?
Cool.
They're-
Happy for them.
I'm not sure what good it's gonna do them.
Right. Yeah. Like I'm pro freedom, but I'm also pro freedom of my opinion of that's dumb.
Well, they are out there.
Yeah. Whatever, man. Whatever like tingles or Pringle or whatever kids say these days.
USSR.
USSR.
But each state has its own chapter and everything, and they
Yeah.
with the logo.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, do me a favor and see if Mississippi has one of these things.
You can go to the website, actually, the SRA website.
Oh, they got Alabama and Mississippi linked together. How about that?
Oh man.
That's
Hopefully
awesome.
not the actual logo. Hopefully. I'll-
MISSISSIPPI.
Let them know you train anyone, right?
I mean, their money spends the same as anyone else's,
There
right?
you go. Right.
Whatever, man.
Everyone's money is green.
That's,
All right,
yeah.
let's see.
Until the social credits come around.
Let's see.
Yeah, I know. Well, they'll be for it. You know what I mean? They'll be for it at first, and then they're like, well.
Bro, what? I don't even see one for Mississippi on the website.
Thank God.
So they have a couple in Texas. They have a San Antonio, Houston, Austin, and Dallas Fort Worth. They don't have any in. They have a Northeast Alabama one, but no Mississippi. They do have a Tennessee chapter.
Dallas Fort Worth.
No,
Maryland got one.
Yeah, you know Maryland has one.
And all of a sudden, I'm proud of Mississippi again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oklahoma.
No local chapters. You could be the first. You could start a chapter.
Oh, well, cool. There's none in Kansas. Good. I'm headed to Kansas next, but then I'm headed to Colorado after that. So,
Yeah,
Right,
you could.
definitely one in Colorado.
Why don't you start
Yeah,
a chapter in
definitely.
Mississippi? You could start the
Yep.
Mississippi branch. You know,
sure.
be the
Yeah,
founding president.
Well, isn't that an interesting word, founding? Like you found something. Shouldn't it be established? Like it was never lost. Whatever you create, technically wasn't lost if you created it. So shouldn't the proper word be established?
Listen, dude,
Yeah.
you're getting too deep. Okay.
It's like, why do they call them apartments when they're so close together?
Yeah. Why do you
Listen, man,
drive in the parkway and park in the driveway?
Exactly.
I
And like you got fingertips
a long time,
and you can tiptoe, but you can't tip finger, and you don't have any toe tips.
Finger things.
Yeah. You can.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
It-
Austin started talking
podcast-
about the gay shit
Yeah.
as usual.
the podcast usually leads to this when Austin is
I haven't even got into tuck options. Okay.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
So, tell me, what's your opinion?
I'm actually trying to get Target to sponsor us. You know, for their summer's coming up. Okay, summer's coming up. We need our tuck option bathing suits. So
like a two-way brotherhood, bathing.
I'm trying to get us sponsored by Target for our 2A brotherhood tuck option bathing suit.
Just gotta have
And that's
the
where you
logo
put your
right
gun.
on the crotch. That's where the
And
logo.
your
Yeah.
penis.
I mean, real talk. If y'all do want a crazy cool Target, Axel Targets is a sponsor of mine, and they will create whatever crazy thing you can dream up.
Really?
I could dream up a lot of crazy things.
They'll print them up, ship them to you.
Heck yeah.
It's Axel Targets.
Yeah, Axel Targets, AXLE Targets.
I'm
If
posting
you
it.
if you search Axel Targets Synergy, my Target will pop up.
Oh, you have your own Target? That's cool.
Got to, man.
Got to.
Synergy training. Right, Axel Targets. Oh man, it's not. Does it look like? Is it this one here?
Probably.
That's the one, right? Yeah, Synergy
Yep.
training group.
Yep, that's it right there.
Man, I like the Target. Yeah.
So typical C-zone size target with the Ipsit Classic turtle shell in there as well. You got partials as the wings. You got 2/3 reduced on the bottom left and right. 1-inch squares and 1-inch triangles for zeroing and pudding patch attempts, and then super B8s at the top. So everything you need for quality pistol shooting.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Pretty
I
cool.
did want to mention that when you go to the website to visit for this particular target, you get a file not found or error.
Oh, well, that's because the internet sucks.
Come on, Axel.
Yeah, internet sucks. I bet if you go through my website and click on the target, it's still there.
Yeah.
But I'll check on that tomorrow. I'll put on my list of things to do tomorrow.
One of my favorites is the Osama bin Laden zombie target.
I've not seen that one.
Yeah. Like Ozombie or Osam. What is it? Yeah, I don't know. Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, zombie. Big Osama zombie.
They have those
Oh,
at
yeah.
Gumtree when we went to go shoot, Josh.
Right, yeah.
The at least the mobile version of their website works just fine. My target pops up and everything's hunky dory there.
Gotcha. I'll have to try that one out instead of desktop.
Yeah, because everyone's making everything for mobiles now. Anyway, most
It
people
might be
aren't
your solicit content blocker or illicit
Me.
illicit
Illicit
What a word.
drugs.
Yeah.
Also, so you had mentioned the that you had another training group that you guys that you were you mentioned another group of guys that have their own training group based out of Maryland.
Yeah. Jay White is his name. New cat on the block. He's not new to training, but he is new to doing his own thing and starting up his own company. So if you're out in Maryland, show him some love. Sinistrum Training is his IG and website and all that jazz. Quality pistol and rifle instruction up in Maryland.
That's right. And I have the link is in the chat, guys, if you want to check that out. Sinistrumtraining.com. Also, as well.
Don't ask me what Sinistrum stands for. What a crap friend I am. I have no idea what that means.
Hey, but at least you did the diligence of plugging them in. So
Here.
Is that our chat?
Yeah, I'm trying to click on the link and it's pinning it.
You got to copy and paste it.
Oh yeah. Yep. Hey, so where were I wanted to ask where you did your time active duty?
Never was so like quote unquote truly active. The only active duty I did was basic and AIT at Leonardwood. I was National Guard, so I was with the 114th here in Mississippi for like literally almost no time.
Oh, okay.
It was a field MP unit, so
114th MP. Oh, okay, right on, yeah.
Right in the middle of Mississippi. It's based out of Clinton now. It used to be based out of Flowers.
Looks like they just had a recent deployment. They sent a whole bunch of people. They sent a lot of people, all different kinds of units, even and now special forces too, right? down to the border of the Mexico border, and they are apparently sending SOCOM guys to go train the Mexican police, military, so they can go take out these cartel guys. So, that. But
Well,
these
apparently
guys,
they're about to start sending people to Canada to create the northern United States.
yeah, for the 51st state.
Yeah. Or Greenland. I don't know. Whichever one happens first. Iceland, Greenland. I don't freaking know. Whatever freaking Trump is up to these days.
I think that would happen first before they would get a hold of Canada. I think Greenland or Iceland, whichever one.
I feel like, I feel like Iceland would be more sensible, more geographically advantageous, if you will.
And they're just neutral, you know.
Yeah, like who gives a shit about Canada anyway? Like, what do we even get from Canada?
Drake.
Besides syrup?
Nothing.
Yeah, Drake. Thank God for that. I don't know where we would be without Drake, man. Where would the music industry be?
I think he did great on Degrassi.
Right.
Yeah, man. He's never gonna
Oh,
live that
wow.
down either.
We're showing our age at this point.
Yeah.
Jeez.
For those of you who don't know, Drake was not always a rapper. He was a paralyzed kid on a teen show called Degrassi.
Man, so I live way out in the country, and we didn't really have like a whole lot of TV options. But every once in a while, the satellite would work right, and I could watch an episode of Degrassi at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So I would catch a few episodes of that as let's see, what was that, like 2004, 2005? Like I was barely driving. I was just learning how to drive at that point. Jeez.
Sounds about right.
So
then he became a rapper.
It first aired April 1st, 2002.
Yeah, there you go.
And then
I
when
was
did
still
he
playing
become a
Tetris
rapper?
on my Nokia phone.
Right.
Great, man.
I'm trying to find the location of
Emmitsburg.
that
It's up near Gettysburg. It's at like the Maryland border, like right before you get into PA going to Gettysburg.
So that's near my house.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably about an hour away. You could either go up one way or you can go up Frederick up 70 and take that all the way up kind of towards like Hagerstown area.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's east of Hagerstown. So yeah, I found a PO box he had listed.
A PO box for Degrassi or Drake?
Yeah.
Both. No, for your buddy.
Your bunny.
Yeah, Easter. Your Easter bunny. Sinistrum training. Your Easter bunny at Sinistrum training. I found a PO box for him, so yeah, it's on his website.
Sweet.
You don't call him your bunny.
I'm gonna text him that tomorrow. Actually, hey bunny, how are you doing?
Hey, maybe it might
funny
stick.
emoji or some shit.
Yeah.
It's Easter. Yeah. So I wanted to ask. I usually ask every person, every visitor on the podcast, Sasquatch, is he real? Is Bigfoot out there?
There's only one correct answer, by the
Opinions.
way.
Do you have? Yeah.
Man,
I mean, it's okay if you don't have an opinion on
look,
it.
dude, if aliens real, Sasquatch has got to be somewhere out there. All I know is I live in the South, and it's way too hot for that much hair. So if he does exist, he ain't down here.
Is Tupac still alive?
I heard he was
absolutely.
Soto National Forest.
Who shot Biggie?
Yep.
Never really
Tupac
watched Degrassi much, but love Cassie Steele album.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, that's a cool last name. My one of my best friends and shooting teammates is Stony Steele, and it's spelled the same way.
Never heard of it.
That's his real name, Stony Steele. Believe it or not.
Do we know who Jim is?
Jim.
The chat.
Chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys got anything else? I mean, you have any?
That was a good podcast.
Any questions?
We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I always enjoy
Well,
good times like this.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is more like like a kickback with some friends.
Mm-hmm.
Get to learn some shit.
Yeah, and I was super tired, so I apologize. I wasn't as animated and you know uh,
Nah, you're good.
to it, but yeah, man, thank you so much, Tyler. We appreciate your time because it's valuable and you can't get it back. So
Oh man, I appreciate y'all having me, dude. I really did enjoy it.
yeah, man.
But
Guys,
You're welcome back anytime.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, as often as you'll have me, I'll be here.
Okay.
Heck
All right.
yeah, guys! If you're interested in training like this, really good, solid training, go to Synergy Training Group. You can get into contact with Tyler there. Um, please check him out. And I've Sinistrum training, firearm training in Maryland. If you're over that area, check them out too. Axle Targets, another one of Tyler's sponsors. Check them out.
Mhm.
And for our sponsors, Goliath Defense and Cocked Firearms, use promo code 2AB for site wide 10% off. And yeah, that's about it.
An American asshole, an Albanian asshole.
and Jem clarified for us. Cassie Steele was another actress in Degrassi who made music.
Oh, thank you,
I never
Jim.
seen Degrassi, so
Yeah.
well, thank you.
That's right. That's right. You're
Thank you, Jim.
Albanian. I forgot. Yeah. You're telling me they didn't have great Canadian actors in Albania?
I was here. I just didn't watch it because it was gay.
Bro.
Whoa, whoa. Can't be talking like that,
You can't be talking like that, okay?
right?
You could say that now.
That's disrespectful to Austin.
It's coming back, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back.
We're taking it back.
All right, everybody.
It really is coming back.
No, for real.
I'll believe
people
it.
are saying the F word.
Really?
What
Yeah.
fuck?
No,
Oh,
the
no,
other
no,
one.
no. Yeah.
We can't
No.
say that on YouTube, but they're saying it. Pretty soon we'll be able to say it again. Call
Can I
each
say
other
the
that.
Spanish version of it?
A pile
What
of
is
sticks.
that?
Anyway.
Pile of sticks. Yeah. Bye, all right, everybody.
Alrighty. We play this outro. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Okay, bye.
Leave a comment and like, motherfuckers.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow.